how do you, I guess, sum up what unfolded on Saturday afternoon?
Pretty much the same way we summed up losses for most of the year. We just reviewed then pretty honestly. Saw a lot of things we didn't like. And yeah, just hope that hurt as much as how badly it looked.
Do you think it is hurting because it's now becoming the norm, these big losses? Is the group becoming desensitised to it?
No, we're not playing great footy, but it's hurting. Yeah, it's not. We're not rolling in on Monday, high-fiving and yahooing. And yeah, no, the boys are hurting behind closed doors, so we keep working to improve, and yeah, you'd hope we get a good response this week.
Was it a normal review week, or was it handled in different ways at all?
It was probably a bit more brutal than weeks gone by, but as it should be. Let a team kick 200 points. It's not a lot of positive to come out of that, so it was good. It was what we needed.
Can you give us the crux of part of the messaging that was particularly brutal?
Simo. Oh no, I won't go into details, but we were honest. We looked at things that we can't continue to accept, and if we want to be a good side, things that we need to correct. Things that we've been talking about all year, but it was disappointing to come off the bye and have a bit of a reset and talk about where we're going to improve and deliver that performance. So that was disappointing, but I won't go into detaurs.
Are the players still playing for Adam? There's been suggestion that they didn't play for Adam on the weekend.
Well, I think you're always playing for your club. We've always played for our club, and Simo coaches for his club, and we're all in it together. I reckon I've said 2 or 3 times in these press conferences this year that we've got his back. I don't know what more he could have done from the coaching box on a night where we let a team kick 200 points. Coaches aren't going to change that around. So, yeah, he's fine, mate.
Did you get any indication before the game that the effort would be off, that you wouldn't bring what you needed to bring to an AFL contest?
No, I don't think you ever get that sense. I've learnt not to look into warm-ups and guys' personas pre-game. We've had weeks where I think we're going to come out all guns blazing and we get smacked in the face, and then there's weeks where I'm worried we're flat and we come out and kick 6 goals to nothing in the past. So, no sense pre-game, and if there was, I'm sure we would have done something about it.
You sat here 5 weeks ago after the Hawthorn loss and said just wait until after the bye, we'll be ready. This is the most driven group you've ever seen. Have you overestimated the list yourself and what it's capable of?
No, we had a shocking day Saturday, but I can't wait for the next 9 games. I'm so excited because we need to be excited after a weekend like that. You need to look forward to your next challenge because you're only as good as your last game. So we get an opportunity to prove to people that that's not the side we are, and we need to do more to help our young guys learn more at AFL level because they're not going to learn a whole lot when we play like that.
Speaking of those senior...
it was said that you gave a fairly strong spray to the players after the final siren. Can you tell us about that?
I didn't spray the boys post-game. No. I spoke to them individually in the rooms, but I didn't spray anyone.
Look, where does that excitement come from? Obviously, the injury list, there's not many players coming back, and obviously things aren't changing, and the backing of Adam from Paul Fitzpatrick last night. Where does that spark, the energy, the excitement come from in the back half of the year?
Oh, we do get a few back. We get Bunga, Cripper, Liam Ryan's coming back, Tommy Cole, hopefully before the end of the year. Some good names there. The excitement comes from the challenges that AFL throw at you every week. Doesn't matter how long you play for. Every week you pull on a jumpy, you've got something to represent, and that's always exciting. Doesn't matter whether you're Collingwood sitting on top of the ladder or West Coast sitting 18th. There's always something on the line this week. For us, it's a bit of pride. We go out to win. We play to win. We want to play as well as we possibly can, and whatever the scoreboard says at the end of the day, if we can walk away having done that, we've got something to work with. So that's exciting.
You and the playing group say you've got Adam's back. Are a lack of response as well. Where is his message getting through to the playing group?
Yeah, his message is getting through to the playing group about what we need to do to get better, and there's an inability to execute on game day from a playing point of view. It's not Simo's fault. One of his greatest strengths is his ability to educate. And believe it or not, we've seen some little gains throughout the year that he's banged on about. So we've seen some small fruits start to grow, but we're not the finished product. But I don't know how many times I can say it. It'll turn around soon, and I'm looking forward to, whether I'm here or not, watching these young guys hit their prime, and Simo probably still be coaching, and the club will be back up the top end of the ladder, and won't be all as doom and gloom as what it is now.
When do you envisage that
There's commentary that... No, that's what I was going to say. You go, Paddy.
When do you envisage that potentially could be, when that all turns and you're watching on and the Eagles are back to a powerhouse club?
Well, it's always a slow burn from where we're at now, but there's progress to be made between now and the end of the year. So we let ourselves down on the weekend, but that's not to say we're going to roll up and let ourselves down this week. We move on. We've put in some good performances this year at times, and hopefully this week's one of them. We get an opportunity to play for Liam Duggan's 150th this week, bloke who leads the club so well, loves his footy club, and if we can all channel our inner Duggo a little bit, we'll be super competitive.
There's commentary that there needs to be a circuit breaker. So I finally got it out. The circuit breaker to change things up, whether that's someone leaves or whatever. Do you think a circuit breaker would help, something to then change on field?
I think a circuit breaker from a playing point of view and our attitude to executing what we're told to execute on game day would help. That's as far as I'm looking. We're our coaches in place for a reason. They've all been around a long time. They're good coaches. They're giving us the right information. We just need to find a way to execute.
Everyone who's sat there or issued a statement or anything in recent weeks has all been bullish like you are. It's going to turn, it's going to be okay. We've seen 4 100-point losses in 8 weeks or so, and 171 on the weekend. Why should people believe what you believe when the results are saying something opposite?
Well, that's for them to decide, but we've got a great fan base. They've been through some unbelievably good times with us, and they're going through a hard time with us at the moment that we've also been through before, and they've come out the other side with us like we did back in 2011, like we did in 2014. We didn't make finals, played in the grand final the year later, so this club has shown in years gone by that we can turn it around quick, and I've got no doubt people jump on for the ride.
It's never been this bad.
No, it's bad, yeah.
So why do you believe that this group is able to do what other groups have proven they can do? This group still hasn't proven they can do that yet. So why do you feel that this group can turn it around?
Because of the same things I've said every time I've sat here. We've got good young kids coming through. We've still got some good senior players. Guys aren't playing their best at the moment, but form can be turned around. So I don't know how many more times I'll sit here and say that, but I'll say it till the day I'm not here anymore. And I've got no doubt people will continue to support us and follow us.
Luke, will you be here next year, do you think?
I hope so. I'd love to try and help, take the club back to the top end of the ladder, and whether I'm here to experience success again at this club, I'm not sure, but I want to play a hand in it. To be completely honest with you, I haven't even opened conversations about signing off for next year yet. I'm worried about getting through the next 9 games and trying to teach and lead and play well. And when the season comes to an end, that's when I'll worry about it. Do
you feel your fellow senior players have to get better at helping the younger players to get better? Do they need to be more active in the one-day lead, given the challenges in front of you young players at the moment?
Well, no one's ever a perfect leader, so there's always scope to improve. So, I guarantee Collingwood, their leaders are looking at themselves and asking themselves, how do we continue to improve and help our young guys? So we're no different. Our young guys are being exposed to one hell of an initiation at AFL level. So we've got to dig deep as senior players and find a way to help them, and that's happening behind closed doors, but then being able to do it on game day as well is another thing. So working towards that's a challenge, and we'll continue to try and do our best, and if if we're not the right people for the role, like any job in the world, you get moved on. So, we'll grit the teeth and get on with it. And we love working with these young kids. They're sponges. They hang off every word we say, and they're so eager to learn and get better. So they're a joy to work with. We're enjoying it. We just want to give them something to smile about and try and get a few wins on the board in the back half of the year.
Do you need to strip it back this week and set yourself 2 or 3 things that you can do really well and make sure you do them well so that your fans see the effort, if you like, you know what I mean? Not too technical, just strip it back to the bare basics of great effort, playing simple roles, simple fundamental execution.
Yeah, well, I think the effort should be non-negotiable. So when we've seen a lack of it this year, it's been addressed. I think the best teams in the competition only chase 2 or 3 things each week, and it's probably down to the contest, your team defence, the way you move the ball. So there's not too many things to think about, but being able to execute them on game day against the best players in the country is a tough gig and something we need to get better at. And to be honest, I think there's 18 teams probably chasing the same KPIs every week. It's just some do it better than others. So we're in the same boat. We'll continue to put our head down and strive towards that. And as I said, try and show the way for the younger boys until they're ready to lead the way forward. And I've got no doubt that's going to be sooner rather than later. And they're going to be a good crop to sit back and watch.
And how's Simo holding up? It looks like the weight of the world's on his shoulders at the moment.
Yeah. Well, mate, he's a terrific leader. That's why he's such a good leader as a player. He puts others first. He cares about us as players, and he cares about the footy club. He cares about our fans. So he's doing it tough, like we all are. But he's so committed to the cause, as I've said before, and that's why we love him, and that's why we'll continue to back him in, and that's why he deserves a better output of performance on game day from us as players.
And I guess you talk to most fans and they love what Simo's done for the club, but they've reached the point where they're like, things have just got to change and he probably has to move on. What would be your message to them?
We're the ones out there playing. We're the ones not giving our forwards a chance of kicking goals. We're the ones not defending well enough. We're the ones out there as players allowing other teams to kick 200 points. So, as I said before, there's not much you can do from the coaching box.
How much is this situation?
Luke, have you spoken to the players yourself about the impact that those performances have on your coach?
Not directly. We touched on how much those performances hurt our pride as a footy club, but more importantly our fans. So there'll be a response this week.
How much is this situation hurting you personally?
It's frustrating, but I'm not feeling sorry for myself because I'm part of the problem. It's frustrating. I've been so proud of the footy club as a whole over my whole journey. And like all the other boys, I love the footy club and I love the people here, and I'm doing everything I can to give people something to be proud about. Mate, our players and our coaches want to be performing better and getting wins on the board as much as our family and our fans and all the rest of the people do. So it's frustrating, but we'll no use sitting here feeling sorry for ourselves or trying to find a way out. Just got to grit the teeth and get on with it.
Lack of availability at times throughout the year, Luke, and players being able to come up and being fit for selection. Have some players become too comfortable in the fact that they know that pretty much they can't get dropped because there's no one else to bring in?
I don't think so. You'd have to ask players individually. I haven't seen it behind closed doors. Yep.
As captain of the club, how do you go about making sure the group is galvanised and that everyone's sticking together at this point and making sure it doesn't sort of fall apart?
Well, we're all responsible. You hold each other accountable to making sure that everyone understands that we're all part of the problem. You can't rely on Jeremy McGovern to fix the world's issues, or Shannon Hearn, or Nick Natanui. It takes 44 blokes to stick together and not dig our way out of the rut, find our way out of the rut. So, holding each other accountable to making sure that no one's pointing fingers and looking for someone else to blame. Yeah.
And the sheer size of these losses, how much damage is that doing to the younger players? Because creating a winning culture is so vital, I guess, in their development.
Yeah, they're not loving it, but I guess for a lot of them, I suppose the silver lining is they haven't been exposed to AFL level for long, so they're probably just rapt to be getting an opportunity to live out their dream, and that's why it's on us as a footy club and as senior players to create a better environment for them to succeed in. So they're all driven, they're all competitive, and I've got no doubt, soon enough they're going to be the ones steering the ship. But yeah, we got to make sure we're doing everything we can to help them on their journey and kickstart their journey. And poor Ruben, he's played every game this year as an 18-year-old, second in tackles in the competition. He's got 4 100-plus losses, but he keeps fronting up, and he resembles a lot of the other kids we have under 21. A lot of them are very similar, so we know they're up for the fight, and we know they're going to put in the work to help us turn it around, and that's why we're rapt to have them here.